Hey guys, it's Kara from iStampin.com. Thanks for joining me today. Today I've got this extremely simple but really cute hello card using a brand new stamp set that you are going to be seeing featured in our occasions catalog next month. So if you are one of my customers, you will be receiving the occasions catalog and the celebration brochure later this month. They'll probably start shipping mid-month. So right around Christmas time you should be receiving them. But let me show you this adorable stamp set. It's called Flying Home, and it's just got some of the just cutest little bird images on some bird houses and a nest, and these cute little butterflies, which are just perfect for coloring with our Stampin' Blends. And then I also used the tabs for everything. You can find this in our annual catalog, and I just used this little hello to make that greeting. I embossed that with white embossing powder. So let me show you how I made this card. It's really simple. I did just a little bit of coloring with our Stampin' Blends. Just gives you a very general introduction into coloring. So if you are looking for something to be successful and to kind of learn how the Stampin' Blends work, I think this card may be something that you can try. All right, so I am using our note cards in envelopes. So here it is in Whisper White. This note card is 3.5 by 5, and when you when you fold it, it's 3.5 by 5. I'm sorry. They're already scored for you. You get 20 in a pack, and you do receive matching envelopes, which is really nice. And then we also have it in a new color this year, which is in Very Vanilla. The Designer Series paper that I'm using is coming from the Delightful Daisy Designer Series paper collection that you can find in our annual catalog. So this is what it looks like on the back. I love this ombre Tranquil Tide look to it. So with the cute little polka dots, kind of tone-on-tone polka dots. So you can decide if you want the light part of the paper to be at the top or at the bottom. So I think I'm going to use it like so. And I'm going to go ahead and attach it with SNAIL. And I can't remember how I had it, so we'll go this way. No, I think we'll go this way. I think this is how I had it. Isn't that horrible? I can't even remember what I was just thinking just 2 seconds ago. Is anybody else like that? All right, so I'm just making sure that it is even on all 4 sides. So that is done. So we can put that off to the side, and we're going to go ahead and do our stamping. So the next thing you're going to want to do is just to get another or a piece of Whisper White cardstock. This measures 2.5 by 2.5. And as a reminder, you can download the project instruction sheet for today's card if you head on over to my blog, iStampin.com. Look for today's post, and you will see the process video on that blog post along with the link to download the project instruction sheet. And there I will have all the directions and all the products that I've used. So if you don't quite catch a measurement, just go on over there and you will be able to get it. All right, so I've got the image on my acrylic block, and I'm using Memento Tuxedo black ink to ink it up. So when you are using your Stampin' Blends, you want to use a stamp pad that can work with alcohol-based markers, and this one does. And so what I'm going to do is just kind of stamp off. I kind of want this image off to the left. So it's going to look like that. And each one of these, if you make multiple of these, will be different, which is kind of cool. All right, so let's go ahead and get all of our stamping done, and then we can come back and do the coloring. The other thing that I've done is I just have a scrap piece of Tranquil Tide cardstock. I'm going to trim this down and just notch the right end. So once I have it, it's probably about 1/4 inch wide, 1/2 inch wide. I'll measure it once I'm done. But what you're going to want to do is to get out the hello from tabs for everything, or you know, if you have this stamp set, you can choose a different greeting. You can say congratulations, or you know, you can actually create your own little sentiment. I just thought it would be fun to have a little hello card, and I am going to stamp that in VersaMark. Now I'm going to get my Stampin' Pierce pad because this is a photopolymer stamp, and ideally I would like to rub my paper with my Embossing Buddy, but it has somehow disappeared. It's not disappeared, it's just piled under somewhere that I can't find. It's under a pile, I should say, that I can't find. So, and especially with white embossing powder, you really want to use it. So hopefully I'll have good results like I did when I made my sample. So I'm just going to stamp the hello off to the left because I want to make the pennant the notch on the right side. And so here I've just got my white Stampin' Emboss powder here in my tray. And I'll just sprinkle that on there. And so you can see all that powder. That's why you need your Embossing Buddy. So what I like to do is to use a dry paintbrush and just dust gently all that powder away. And if you have the Embossing Buddy, I wouldn't have had this problem. All right, so let's go and heat this up. So I'm just going to use my heat tool. Okay, and you know that it's melted once you see it go from a powdery finish to a glossy finish. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim this down and then just notch the right end. Okay, so that's what it looks like when I'm all done. And I left it long because I want to be able to wrap some linen thread around the banner. I just felt like my card needed just a little bit of texture. So this is just our linen thread, and I've cut just two segments off, and I call the segments where that bend is. So just cut off two pieces or two segments. And then what I'm just going to do is just wrap it around a few times on both ends, like so, and then just come in and tie a bow. Okay, so once you have the bow tied, then just pull the tails until you get the size of the bow you like. Okay, that looks good. And then I'm just going to trim off the tails. All right, and now let's just do our coloring. The Stampin' Blends that I have chosen to color in the bird is Daffodil Delight. I'm using the dark marker, and then I'm using the combo pack of the Calypso Coral. Now you can buy these individually. You can buy them as a combo pack, or you can buy them as the entire collection. For me, I always get, you know, if I buy them individually, there's always a color that I'm like, that I regret that I can't get. So I would recommend getting them as a set if you can. If not, you can always join my Stampin' Blends marker club and get them economically for a few months. Okay, so what I've done is I've just come in here and just laid down the color for the light Calypso Coral. This isn't a very big image, so there's not going to be a whole lot of shading that I'm going to do. So I'm just going to come in and just kind of follow along the line of the wing, and then just put a little bit of color just there. Like I said, this is such a small image. And now I'll come back in with the light Calypso Coral and just blend all that in. And you just want to be careful that you don't get too close to the edge, because the color does spread and you don't want any bleeding to happen. There you go, got that a little bit closer, and then I'm just going to come in just with the dark Daffodil Delight and just color in the beak. Okay, and there we have it. Just super, super easy. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is come in with your dimensionals, and we're just going to pop up this stamped image, and I like to put dimensionals on each corner and then one in the middle, and that supports it well. And if you love this Flying Home stamp set and don't want to wait a month, you can always consider joining my team. And with your starter kit, you actually can now choose items from the Occasions catalog and select those for your starter kit. So if you don't want to wait until after January 3rd to choose this stamp set, you could actually order it now and have it this month. And I'll put that information down below as well so that you can read more about that if you'd like to consider joining my team. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to attach this cute little hello banner with glue dots, if I can find some. There we go. And then this card will be all done. Just really simple. Just the design was just to kind of just introduce y'all to the Stampin' Blends if you've never used them before, or just aren't really sure how they work. This is just a really sweet card that just has just a little bit of coloring that you can do and be extremely successful. And so, whoops, this is crooked. I think I cut it crooked, that's why. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. That looks a lot better. I kept thinking to myself, why does that look crooked? Okay, now I like it. All right, so let me bring back my sample in so you can see both of them. And I hope you have enjoyed today's project. Again, let me show you the two stamp sets that we used. It was the Tabs for Everything and then the brand new Flying Home. So like I said, you could actually choose this for your starter kit if you wanted to receive it this month, along with other fun things from the Occasions catalog. Well, if you have any questions, please feel free to comment below. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And you can also sign up for the last few weeks of 12 Weeks of Christmas, my exclusive newsletter. So head on over to istampin.com. At the very top, just fill out your name and email address, and you'll start receiving them this week. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye.